Alright, we are on Terran stand. Infi versus Foggy. There we go. Greedy Ancient of War creeping here for Foggy to clean this expansion fast. Let's move forward because the beginning of those games is always the same. Kind of a weird build placement by Infi, but on this map it's kind of hard to place the buildings since this is the new version. Terran stand LV. Mountain King in production for Infi.
Job's done. Ready to work.
First Footman. Wisp scouting for Foggy. And of course you have a Keeper of the Grove. So Mountain King is out of the altar. Instant creep at the mercenary camp to do it faster. Otherwise you can creep this little camp here, get an item and then come here. And since the Night Elf is going to go to do Ancient of War creeping anyways, I think you could creep that camp as well. So Foggy will get his level 2 here. Let's take a look at the item for Infi. Is gonna be the Close of Attack. No, the Greater Healing. Okay. Close of Attack on the Keeper, Greater Healing on the Mountain King. Very good against Entangle. Of course, you want to get the Mana Pot. Or even the Greater Imbu. Probably better, but Greater Imbu, Greater Healing, both valuable. I don't know what is better. Of course, your first choice would be the Mana Pot, but if you can't get the Mana Pot, the two big consumables, Invulnerability Potion or Greater Healing, are still very good. And Foggy didn't get his consumable yet because he didn't creep his Merc yet. Looks like Infi is expanding, but it might even just be creeping this. However, we don't have any tech, so it's going to be an expansion for sure. Or the other. Oh, look at the double clock of shadows, by the way. This is so bad.
Forces are under attack.
You could also play like the mass Tier 1 mass mercs push with Tier 1 TH00 style, placing towers with a lumber mill. There's no lumber mill, so I think it's gonna be expanding. And yes, it does. Probably going to buy the Butsu Speed. Do Chinese players buy the Butsu Speed, by the way? You should sell the double clock and buy the boots. The Ring of Regen is like the perfect item because it took a lot of damage. It didn't get boots. It keeps the Clock of Shadows. So he thinks that he's going to be able to play with that item a little bit. Come on, sell it. Sell it and get the boots. Yeah. He sells it. Sells the item. Clock of Shadows really pretty much useless, but it doesn't get the boots. It doesn't want to invest 250 gold. And now he's coming back to do. Looks like he's a little bit indecisive here.
Job's done.
Gets a staff and staffs into the footman here. Is he gonna have enough damage to kill this? I think it does. Certainly does. with the right clicks of the Mountain King, then he's getting clap level 2, clapping everything. And with the Greater Reeling he can stay here. The problem is he has mana for one more clap and one bolt, and that's it. So with the mana pot he could have stayed longer, I think, but without the mana pot you don't want to fight, because you can't kill pretty much anything here. And the Keeper is... Keeper got the greater mana, so... Keeper's Foggy so lucky with the items. He got the Mantle, he got the Gloves of Attacks +9, and he got the greater mana, so there's no way that Infi should fight here. Even though he's got the better army, but the mana is better for the Night Elf, so I don't know about over-engaging. You can summon endless trains and there's only 2 Shadow Priests. But Infi is doing so well, kiting and throwing claps, but now he's out of mana, so he should retreat and catch Clarity. Maybe fight next to his towers. Mountain King is low HP, keep in mind there's a Greater Reading Potion who gets used right now. And look at those Huntresses, they're all about to fall, but we don't have mana on the MK. So he has to retreat. Foggy still didn't use the greater mana pot.
Ready to work.
And is rebuilding the expansion, so... But this expansion is late. Infi is stacking right now, building the lumber mill. And I feel like this MK can carry by himself. He only needs mana and a greater mana pool, because it's only 270 mana pool. So kind of a small mana pool. He can get, basically he claps 2 times and he's out of mana. If he had a pendant or even a robe of the Magi, that would be absolutely priceless for him. He's gonna get the Mauler or the... Okay, 3 Shadow Priests, mass Foodies, and have fun with trees now. Everything is gonna get dispelled here. And Huntresses don't do absolutely anything versus the level 2 clap. He just needs to keep those Shadow Priests alive to counter the trees, and then he's gonna be absolutely fine. Foggy is microing the Huntresses, doing his best, but cannot keep them close to the MK. We're gonna have another clap soon. But good job by Foggy targeting the Shadow Priest. Look at the value of the Claws of Attack, allowing him to kill those units a little bit faster. Claws of Attack +9 do a lot. He's got +12 damage on this Keeper. Everything is red for Infi, but still look at the population. Infi has a lot more than Foggy. It's 50 versus 41. 50 for the human, 41 for the Night Elf. MK is level 4. Moving towards level 5. Big problem is he doesn't have mana. Otherwise he could easily kill all of those Huntresses with the next clap. He needs to catch a healing Clarity or something, but maybe he can do it with the right clicks. However, he lost 2 Shadow Priests, so his dispel power is not really there. Foggy keeps focusing the Shadow Priests. He knows that's the key unit, because it's the only counter to 3. Oh, okay, we have another Shadow Priest. Constant Merc support. Infi is buying everything that he can buy. And Foggy keeps focusing those Shadow Priests with the claws. And with the Huntresses. We have now a lot of trees. And the creeps now are joining the fight somehow. While Infi is moving towards level 5 easily. And it looks very good for him. Foggy is now tired too. Let's see if this alchemist can change the fight and switch it into the Night Elf's favor. We have a lot of trees now and all the Shadow Priests are gone. So Infi has got no dispel. It's going double Gryphonavery for double mass Dragonhawks production, I guess. Or even mass Griffins. Of course Dragonhawks are better versus Dryads because Griffins cannot attack Dryads, so Griffins is just a terrible unit versus Night Elves. We almost never see that for a reason, because they get hard countered by Hippos, not only by Hippos but also by Dryads. They don't do any damage to Night Elves. They're good versus Orcs, because Orcs only have pets basically to counter them, but versus Night Elf, Griffons, no, 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 no. But sometimes we do see Dragonhawks, so this double Griffon Aviary might actually mean two things. You could get a few Griffons just to kill the Huntresses and surprise the Night Elf, get immediate value from the Griffons, just use them to snipe everything he can snipe before the Night Elf gets Dryads, or it might mean mass Dragonhawks. And if you have a decent number of Dragonhawks, you can beat Dryads. And I remember Infi used to play mass Dragonhawks versus Warden, as if they have mass upgrades, they don't take too much damage from the Fan of Knives. Blood Mage second, I like this hero choice. Of course, when you play the Mountain, I feel like Blood Mage second is better than Archmage, since you can soak up you can siphon the mana of your opponent and then transfer it to the MK. MK finally full mana, but still only 315 mana pool. Infi is feeling very comfortable in this game. He's getting his second expansion. While going for Summer Rust, look at this clap, he's gonna get rid of 2 Huntresses easily. Foggy only now switching to Dryads, losing all of his Huntresses, and Infi still not producing, so greedy. Look at the gold amount. Infi is sitting at 1,800 gold, more than that, and is still not breaking upkeep. And now he's got more than 2,000 gold. And yeah, like I said, Dragonhawks makes sense, much better than Griffons. You need upgrades though. It's 1-0, you want to have them at least 2-0, and it's better if you get them 2-2. But they work very well versus Elf, especially if you are ahead. And Infi is clearly ahead in this game. I don't know why he's not going for triple Griffon Aviary. He could easily afford that, since he's got still 1,600 gold. Maybe just want to use them as a distraction to buy time for his second expo and then finish this game with tanks. That's also another opportunity you could do. Oh, we don't have a blacksmith. Oh, okay, we do have a blacksmith, so you could switch to workshop play and tanks. Book of the Dead now invested by Infi. Surgical strike, getting rid of Foggy's income. Foggy is getting absolutely destroyed. Ages behind, forced to fight in every side of the map. Still only 2 Dryads.
Job's done.
And
Job's done.
Infi didn't even start producing properly. Okay, he's producing now. He's at 67. We now have... Oh, as soon as Foggy sees this, he's gonna GG out. How is he gonna counter these 6 Dragonhawks that are just going for the gold mine? And the Zeppelin play. Hello, gold mine. Hello, Foggy. He's trying to attack the towers, but he's losing his source of income, of additional income, and he just has to run along all the map. And look at the damage. With 1-0 upgrades, if you have 6 of them, they do decent damage. Plus we have Flame Strike, and this expansion is toasted. Down portal out and GG. Oh, this was a very good game. From the start until the late game, and so much fun to see some Dragonhawks being played.